वेलकम बैक टू माय यूट्यूब चैनल। आज इस वीडियो के अंदर आप लोगों के साथ शेयर करेंगे हाउ टू स्टार्ट अ क्लोथिंग बिजनेस फ्रॉम होम इन 8 स्टेप्स। तो अगर आप लोग हमारे चैनल के ऊपर फर्स्ट टाइम आए हैं तो चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कर दीजिए और बेल नोटिफिकेशन को प्रेस कर दीजिए। तो स्टार्ट करते हैं आज की इस वीडियो को। हाउ टू स्टार्ट अ क्लोथिंग बिजनेस फ्रॉम होम इन 8 स्टेप्स। Wondering how to start a clothing business online? It's not as complicated as you might think. In fact, you can have your own small clothing business by following just 8 steps. Ahead, we will explain everything you need to know about how to start a small clothing business from home, from discovering your niche and choosing a business model to planning your supply chain and creating a store. How to start a clothing business online? When it comes to the clothing industry, e-commerce is a virtual place to be. In 2020, for instance, e-commerce accounted for a whopping 46% of all apparel sales in the US, an increase of almost 20% since 2018. Knowing that, it's hard not to wonder what it would take to start your own clothing business from home. Fortunately, it's not as complex as you might think. It does not necessarily require any saving skills, and it's completely possible for one person to do on their own. There are 8 steps you can take to start an online clothing business. Find your niche. Thanks to companies like Shein, H&M, and Zara, clothing is now cheaper and more accessible than ever before. From $2 t-shirt to $10 jeans, fast fashion has changed the clothing industry as we know it. Because of that, it's absolutely crucial for aspiring clothing sellers to find a unique niche before getting started. After all, if your potential customers can find nearly identical products at Forever 21 for half the cost, why would they buy yours? They probably would not, so you need to set yourself apart. Begin by asking yourself a few key questions. Do I want to sell clothes for any gender in particular? If not, do I want to sell both women's and men's clothing or unisex clothing? What age group do I want to sell clothes for? If none, how can I make clothes that will appeal to all ages? Do I want to sell clothes intended to be worn for particular occasions? What will make customers want to buy my clothes over others? The answer to those questions will likely help you get a few steps closer to identify your niche. For inspiration, you can also study which types of clothing niches are doing well or beginning to catch on. For instance, one fast-growing segment of the fashion industry is sustainable and ethical clothing. The market for this segment is projected to balloon from $8.2 billion in 2023 to $15.2 billion in 2030. Alternatively, you may prefer to cater to specific trends and tastes, such as categories aesthetic or Y2K inspired styles. Once you have settled on a general niche, be sure to spend some time nailing down what will make your clothing business truly unique. Let's say you want to focus on selling ethically produced organic cotton shirts. What will make them different from the others on market? Will yours be softer and comfier, or will you perhaps offer them in unique colors and designs? Whatever you decide, what's important is that you have a firm idea of what niche your business will occupy and how it will stand out from the crowd. Decide what to sell. After determining a niche, you will need to get even more specific by deciding exactly what type of clothing items you are going to sell. And remember, the variety of products you sell will affect the complexity of your sourcing and supply chain logistics down the line. When deciding what to sell, you would be wise to keep a few key considerations in mind. What are you most knowledgeable about? You may want to play to your strengths by sticking to items you are familiar with. Sustainable women's wear brand of her own kind, for example, almost exclusively offer linen dress. तो क्लॉथिंग बिजनेस आप लोग घर बैठे किस तरह से स्टार्ट कर सकते हैं वो हम आपके साथ जो है वो डिस्कस कर रहे थे। तो मैं उम्मीद करता हूँ आप लोगों को आज की वीडियो अच्छी लगी होगी। अगर कोई क्वेश्चन हो आप लोगों का तो आप लोग कमेंट सेक्शन में पूछ सकते हैं। और अगर आप लोगों को वीडियो पसंद आई है तो वीडियो को लाइक कर दीजिए और चैनल को जो है वो सब्सक्राइब कर दीजिए। आप लोगों से मिलेंगे हम नेक्स्ट वीडियो के अंदर। अपना बहुत सारा ख्याल रखिएगा, हमें इजाज़त दीजिए। टेक केयर।